Welcome back to podcast 2 with Emma.
And you?
Again,
Who are you?
I'm me. Again, I agree. Oh, we've got a microphone. Hopefully, it sounds better. That's what we're hoping.
Please leave your comments if it doesn't.
Oh boy.
Through the microphone, through the window.
Again, I greet with a sincere heart the malevolent class who are hostile without purpose even to the friendly, to whom others' loss is their own gain. They try to eclipse the glory of Vishnu and Shiva, even as the demon Rahu intercepts the light of the full moon during what is known as the lunar eclipse. And they are valiant like the reputed King Sahasrabahu.
That guy.
Footnote. Sahasrabahu
So you get to say that name again. That guy, where we just mentioned,
was a mighty warrior
with a terrible name
and
that no one could pronounce. Who did you beat today?
Mighty warrior and a contemporary of Ravana, who was once captured and held captive by him. He was slain by Parasurama. Back to the text. That's my protocol.
That's your protocol.
When you finish doing the footnote, it's good to say that you're going back. Otherwise, it's not clear to the millions of listeners out there.
He has a protocol. I hope you're all following and appreciating this protocol.
Yeah. All right. So back to the text. Now I'm reading a bracket section, so I'm going to lower my tone a little bit. So called because of his possessing 1,000 arms.
Wow. Is this the warrior that's got 1,000 arms? Or is this Ravana?
I'm not always listening to all that.
Anyway.
In working others' woe, they detect others' faults as if with 1,000 eyes, and their designing mind mars others' interests even as a fly spoils clarified butter. In splendor they emulate the god of fire, and in anger they vie with the god of death, who rides a buffalo.
The god of death comes to you on a buffalo. So if you see a buffalo coming towards you, run. Fucking get out of there.
They are rich.
Or run towards it. I don't know.
They are rich in crime and vice as Kubera, the god of riches, is in gold. Like the rise of a comet, their advancement augurs ill for others' interests. Like the slumber of Kumbhakarna. Footnote.
He sleeps for many years.
Kumbhakarna was a younger brother to Ravana, the demon king of Lanka. He was a voracious eater and consumed a large number of goats and buffaloes every day.
Not Death's buffalo, though.
He
didn't get that one. Still coming for you.
He kept awake for 6 months and slept during the other half of the year. Living beings thus obtained a fresh lease of life during the period of his slumber. Back to the text. Their decline alone is propitious for the world. They lay down their very life in order to be able to harm others, even as hailstones dissolve after destroying the crop. I reverence a wicked soul as the fiery thousand-tongued serpent god Sesha, in so far as he eagerly expatiates on others' faults with 1,000 tongues, as it were. Again, I bow to him as the celebrated King Prutu, who prayed for 10,000 years in order to be able to hear the glories of the Lord to his heart's content.
That would be sensory overload there, 10,000 years.
Inasmuch as he hears of others' faults with 1,000 ears, as it were. Once more do I supplicate to him as Indra, the Lord of Celestials, in so far as wine appears charming and beneficial to him, even as the army of gods.
You heard it here first. Wine is beneficial and charming.
Even as the army of gods is beneficent to Indra. Footnote. There is a pun on the expression Suranika in the original Suranika. Sura plus Anika is a compound word in Samskrita meaning the army of gods. In Hindi, it can as well be treated as two separate words, Sura, wine, and Nika, charming. Hence, it has been interpreted both ways in the above rendering. Back to the text. Harsh language. You just pull on tongue faces the whole bloody thing. Harsh language is dear to him, even as the thunderbolt is fondly cherished by Indra, and he detects others' faults with 1,000 eyes, as it were. I'm going to let Emma take the book.
I get to read this one. Just this one?
Just the English.
Just this one.
Yes.
I get to read just
lines.
this one. Hang on, here we go. Get ready. The wicked burn with jealousy as they hear of others' welfare, be they his friends, foes, or neutrals. Such is their want. Knowing thus, this humble soul makes loving entreaties to them with joined palms.
You can keep
going. I, for my part, have made entreaties to them. They too must not fail to do their part. However fondly you may nurture a brood of crows, can you ever expect ravens to turn vegetarians? Crows, meat eaters. I adore the feet of a saint and a wicked soul, both of whom give pain, though some difference is said to exist between them. Whereas the former class cause mortal pain while parting, the latter give agonizing torment during their meeting. Though born together in the world, they differ in their traits, even as the lotus and the leech, both of which spring from water. The good and the wicked resemble nectar and wine respectively. The unfathomable ocean in the form of this world is their common parent. Okay, footnote. In the Puranas, we read how both nectar and wine were churned out of the ocean of milk by the joint efforts of the gods and the demons. They got along once. Back to the text. Following the protocol. The good and the wicked gather a rich harvest of good reputation and infamy by their respective doings. Although the merits of nectar, the moon, the seat of nectar, the Ganga, the river of the celestials, and the pious soul on the one hand, and the demerits of venom, fire, and holy river, here we go, Karamanasha, which is said to be full of the impurities of the Kali age. And the hunter on the other are known to all. Only that which is to man's taste appears good to him. Would you like to take over? Thank you.
Is that my page, was it?
That was on our page.
I always check the page numbers.
We are up to page 10.
Shh. They want to hear us. Of course.
Forget what I just said.
Of course, a good man has a bias for goodness alone, while a vile person is prone to vileness. While nectar is praised for its immortalizing, try not to bump the mic. I know you're not, but no, really don't, because everyone, like all the millions of people will be disappointed. Millions.
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 Oh my God, I can hear myself.
While nectar is praised for its immortalizing virtue, poison is extolled for its deadly effects. The tales of sins and vices of the wicked are, on one hand, the tales of sins and vices of the wicked on the one hand, and of the virtues of the virtuous on the other, are like boundless and fathomless oceans. That is why I have enumerated only a few virtues and vices, for they cannot be acquired or discarded without being duly distinguished. The good as well as the vile, all have been brought into being by the Creator. It is the Vedas that have differentiated them by reckoning the merits of the former class and the demerits of the other. The Vedas, the Itihasas, such as the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, and the Puranas unanimously declare that the creation of Brahma, the Creator, is an intermixture of good and evil. It is characterized by pairs of opposites such as pain and pleasure, sin and merit, day and night, the good and the wicked, good birth and vile birth, demons and gods, the high and the low, nectar and poison, a happy life and death, Maya and Brahma,
Hot and cold.
matter and spirit.
Dark and light. Hard and soft.
The soul and God, the Lord of the universe. In plenty and poverty, the pauper and the king, the sacred Kashi or Varanasi, and Magadha or North Bihar, the accursed land, the holy Ganga.
The accursed
It was in
land.
brackets. The holy Ganga, the river of the celestials, and the unholy Karmanasa. Footnote. How interesting that this footnote falls right on the last word of the page. It baffles me. The chances. A river of sinful origin in Bihar. I know you're pulling funny pages. Are you pulling funny pages?
I didn't do a thing. Yes,
No. A river of sinful origin in Bihar, a plunge in whose waters is said to destroy one's religious merits. Once it is called Karmanasa, that which neutralizes one's meritorious acts.
I did just realize.
Bihar. I'm still going. I'm not in. The desert land of Maravara, Western Rajputana, and Sindha. The rich soil of Malabar, the Brahmana, who is a veritable god on earth, and the barbarian who feeds on the cow. Heaven and hell, attachment and dispassion. The Vedas and other sacred books have sifted good from evil. 15 minutes. Should I keep going? Do you read for a bit? What did you realise?
I did realise that you're going to watch this back later and see if I have them falling faces. It just occurred to me.
Why not?
You might not.
Can I keep reading?
Yeah, go for it.
God has created the universe consisting of animate and inanimate beings as partaking of both good and evil swans. Footnote. The swan is traditionally believed to feed on pearls and credited with the natural gift of separating milk from water.
That is a gift.
In the form of saints, imbibe the milk of goodness, rejecting water in the form of evil. Speaking of water.
With no milk, because we have lots of swans at the back.
Don't tell them how rich we are. When providence blesses one with such discrimination as is possessed by the swan, then alone does the mind abandon evil and gets enamored of goodness. By force of the spirit of the times, old habits and past karma, even the good deviate from goodness under the influence of Maya. But just as servants of Sri Hari rectify that error and eradicating sorrow and weakness, bring untarnished glory to them, even so the wicked occasionally perform a noble deed due to their good association, although their evil nature, which is unchangeable, cannot be obliterated. Even those who are impostors are respected on account of their garb, as the world is taken in by their attractive appearance, but they are eventually exposed. Hang on a sec. And cannot keep up their false appearance till the end, as was the case with Kalanemi. Footnote. Kalanemi was a demon chief who was a contemporary of Ravana, the mighty king of Lanka. In the Lanka Kanda, Book 6, 56-58, of this very work, we are told how he assumed the false appearance of an ascetic and tried to deceive Hanuman, the devoted servant of the divine Sri Rama, but was ultimately detected and killed by Hanuman. Back to the text. Ravana. Footnote. We read in the book Aranya Kanda,
That one.
Book 3, 27-4-7, how Ravana appeared before Sita in the garb of a mendicant, but could not keep up his false appearance for long and had to throw off his mask at last. Back to the text.
That's a spoiler alert when we get to book 3.
Back to the text. And Rahu. Footnote. In the Puranas, we are told how at the beginning of creation, nectar was churned out of the ocean of milk conjointly by the gods and the demons. When the same was being served to the gods by God Vishnu himself, who had assumed the form of a charming damsel in order to put the demons off the scent. The demon Rahu disguised himself as a god and took his seat in the celestial row to participate in the feast. He was, however, soon detected by the sun god and the moon god, who exposed his real character. Back to the text. The good are honored notwithstanding their mean appearance, even as Jambavan, the general of Sugriva's army, who was endowed with the form of a bear and possessed miraculous strength, and Hanuman, the monkey god, won honor in this world. Bad association is harmful, while good company is an asset in itself. This is true in the world as well as in the eyes of the Vedas, and is known to all. Through contact with the wind, dust ascends to the sky, while it is assimilated with the mud when united with low-lying waters. Parrots and maynas, nurtured in the house of the virtuous and the wicked, repeat the name of Rama and pour a volley of abuses respectively. Smoke coming in the contact with an evil earthly footnote.
An evil earthly footnote.
Well, they're at the bottom of the page. There is a pun on the compound word kusangati in the original. Ku is both a noun and an indeclinable prefix to nouns. As an indeclinable, it means bad or evil, while as a noun it is a synonym for the earth. Here it is used in both the senses and has been translated accordingly. Back to the text. Substance turns into soot. The same is used as a material for copying the Puranas with when converted into beautiful ink. Again, in conjunction with water, fire, and air, it is transformed into a cloud and brings life to the world. I think that's enough.
Yep, I think so. Very good. Right. We're going to go drink wine and ride Death's buffalo through the accursed land. So the rest of you, enjoy your night.
We've just finished page 12. Yeah, that's easy. Thanks for joining us, and sorry you couldn't see our new sexy microphone.
Goodbye.
See ya. All right.